I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we want to take you along with us to Bradenton, Florida, and a park that we just recently stayed at. In fact, we got there just after Thanksgiving and left just before Christmas. And it's called Quarters Manatee. It's located just off Interstate 75 in Bradenton, Florida. And it is an Encore park that we stayed at with our 1,000 Trails membership. So come along with us and take a look at this place.
Thank you.
Now this park is located on State Route 64, just off of Interstate 75. And one of the first intersections you come to, there's a big Walmart Supercenter on the right-hand side. This is Cypress Creek Boulevard. You turn right here, and this will take us straight to the park. Very, very easy. And there's Publix, there's Walmart, there's restaurants, there's everything right in that area. Now this is a map of the park, and it's all centered around a lake. It makes one big loop around the lake. If you want to get out, just walk. On our left, there's a beautiful park called Tom Bennett Park. We're going up and over Interstate 75 here. So we're actually looping back, and the park is just on the east side of the interstate. You can see it right there. Very easy to get to, easy in and out. Now this is an Encore park. We stayed there for about 2.5 weeks on our 1,000 Trails collection. And we were there between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you will see a few of the decorations up throughout the park.
The weather is beautiful for this time of year.
It sure is. Now straight ahead of us is the office. And besides having the office where you check in, they do have an outbound mail drop right there, as well as mailboxes. Going around back behind the office, it makes a loop around it. On our right will be one of the 2 swimming pools. This is the smaller one, and it's the most lightly used of the 2. There's an ice machine back there, and they're constantly cleaning. This is a very, very clean park, very well maintained.
Yes, they are.
Now this is one of their laundry areas. It's up here at the office. We didn't use their Wi-Fi, but the gentleman told me that it wasn't the fastest he'd been on, but it did the job. Washers, I believe, were $275. Dryers were $250. Straight beyond the pool, that area is where their trash compactor is. And then they do have propane available. And straight on down the line, there is gated, locked storage for RVs and boats. Now as we turn and go back towards the loop, there's an air station, something I've never seen in any of these parks, but if you needed to air up, they have an air station right there, as well as a dump station.
Everything was just so clean.
It was. Now we're back out to that main loop, just beyond the office where we were. And this is what their sites look like around the entire park. The sites on our right all back up to the lake. The sites on our left are all across the road from the lake. They're all sitting at an angle, so you're not sitting in your coach watching what the neighbors are eating for dinner.
And the park models are just kind of sprinkled through. They're not inundated. You don't feel like you're in a
it doesn't feel like they're all
permanent.
permanent.
Yeah.
It's a nice mix. It's a very social park. Now keep in mind, this time of the year, just after Thanksgiving and just before Christmas, was when a lot of the snowbirds were arriving, so there was a lot of cleaning and pressure washing going on. But everything around the park, you can tell there's a lot of pride of ownership, not only in the park, but in the people who live and come and go from there. Now, over on our right is a common area that is a shell base. I thought that was kind of interesting rather than gravel. But picnic tables, a nice little wooden deck out there. Those are beautiful. Those white pelicans out there on the water.
There was a huge flock of them. You're only seeing a couple right now. But they were beautiful, yeah.
Had some more birds out there sunning themselves and drying their wings. And you can get an idea as far as the size of the park looking across the lake there. That was up towards the office end where we came in, and then on over towards the back of the park, and the far side there is where their clubhouse is. We'll show you more about the clubhouse here in just a little bit. Right across from that building right there kind of looks like a portable, but it's laundry and showers. And wanted to show you this. There are 4 units inside here, and each one is a separate bathroom.
Complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how clean they always were. And it's nice, especially if you're a family traveling with small children. You can go in there and lock the door, and you have that entire room private to yourself. So it's really a neat setup. There was 4 of them in this one particular bathhouse like this. And the other bathhouses were more like regular bathhouses, but this one was very unique to anything we've seen in the park. Now we've just looped around that bathhouse, and we're going to make a left here back on that main loop again and go back towards the back of the park.
You'll notice the lights along the way. The place was very well lit, but it wasn't so bright that you couldn't sleep with them.
Right. Taking Maggie out and walking in the evening, it was nice. You could see where you were going, but it wasn't overpowering at night. Now this back corner is probably the closest part to the interstate, so you do get a little bit of traffic rumble from it, but nothing bad. Now you'll see our coach parked there on the left. We were back here at this back part with green space behind us. There is water in that green space, and but we didn't have any issues with gators or wildlife or anything back there. Now coming around this curve, which will take us back towards the front, on our left there is a boat ramp. And while we didn't see any major size boats coming and going, we did see people putting kayaks in and bringing them out there. Now we're going to make a right here, and as we make a right, it kind of goes uphill. Right in front of us there is the clubhouse. And there's parking along the front of the clubhouse, and it also has this covered area up by the doors, which is really nice if you're dropping people off. It's a very social park, like I said. There's always activities going on. Now
it's beautiful.
It was decorated for Christmas now, but it's a very beautiful building. We went up to a fish fry there one Friday night, and all the way along the back, they've got some of their grills and cooking equipment in there. That's all screened in, which is great in the evenings. Nice little pier out there. And straight down below us is their other pool. This one is probably the busier of the 2 pools. Just off to the right of that, this is where you would walk back to the pool. And there's a shuffleboard court right there between the walkway and the lake. And there's another bathhouse just to the right of that. This is that bathhouse. Very clean, a little bit older, more like what you see in most of the parks as far as the layout of it. But very, very clean, very well maintained again. Now we had a treat when I was filming this. I saw this right outside the bathhouse at the edge of the lake. And I'm told that guy's name is Chuckie. And looks like he's probably a 5 to 6 footer. He's a good sized little gator. There's one of the water birds out there fishing. And it kind of boggles my mind how those water birds don't become dinner for the gators, but they seem like they coexist pretty well. Now Chuckie's going swimming out there. He's starting to go out into the lake a little bit. And that's the only time we saw him while we were down there, but we did hear him grunting out there in the evenings a few times.
We also saw a little snake. It was either the same snake we saw twice or 2 little snakes, and I couldn't tell if it was anything that was venomous or anything, but it was little.
And it was actually right there, right at that entrance to the clubhouse out in the street. So, good thing that there is a little bit of light out there to see at night. The other thing about walking Maggie there that I wanted to mention to you is there are areas like this little white area on the right that they have doggy waste bags, they have trash cans. They've got them spread throughout the entire park.
Yeah, they do.
Which is nice. They have the bags and the waste disposal cans throughout the entire park.
Yeah, we've been in some where they didn't have bags, and some that didn't have bags or cans.
The streets are nice and wide. Even when you've got somebody here that's getting ready to move into a spot, you've got room to get around them. And it makes it really nice and really easy on these back end spaces.
Yeah.
They're really not a problem. Now we're heading back towards the front of the park where we came in. And there are some little loops that go off of these roads. And they give you more than just the spaces that we've seen here that either back up to the lake or they're right across from the lake. The entrance we came in is right there on the left. The office is here on the front. We're going to fast forward a little bit, pick up the pace, and go around part of the park here again. That was a big coach sitting there at the dump station. And we're going to come back over towards that where that first bathhouse is that we took you through. And we're going to show you one of these outer loops because there is another row of sites around part of the park. We're going to make a left here. And these sites on the outer edge are just as nice and just as well maintained. They just don't have the view of the water. This one's got a privacy fence down along the one whole side. And they're nice, big, easy to back into sites. They still have good lighting back there along the roads. So even those sites are great sites.
Yes, they are. The loops are kind of like the petal on a flower.
Now, if you are traveling with a fur baby, one advantage to being on one of the outer loops here is as we come towards the front of the park is their dog park. It's right up here on the front corner. In fact, you'll see the storage area over there to our left. But it's nice, all chain link fenced.
Great shade.
Yeah, nice amount of shade. It's grassy. It's not just all sand and mud like a lot of dog parks are. You can see the storage area there in front of us, which is fenced off separately. And we'll come around here beside the storage area. And in front of us, you'll see the dumpster and propane area where we started in. So we gave you a tour completely around the park, and I'm curious what you thought of it. Leave it down in the comments if you stayed in this park, or if you've never stayed in the park, what you thought of what you saw in the video. And Cathy, what did you think of it?
I thought it was really nice. It was a little bit smaller than a lot of them that we've been in, but it was a lot of fun, and we did have our evening up at the Catfish and the people were all really nice.
Yeah, it was very friendly park, very social park, and even not just going to the clubhouse at night, but everybody was gathering at everybody else's place, it seemed like. And it was just at that time when a lot of the snowbirds were coming back into the park. There was a lot of pressure washing going on, and everybody was getting everything put back in order. Lots of things that we liked about the park. One thing you didn't like about the park?
Well, the no-see-ums.
And we have friends of ours that have been there before and never had an issue with them. I don't know if it's time of the year, but late November through December, every night by dusk, the no-see-ums were out. I got bit up something fierce. Cathy was smart enough to wear long pants. I wasn't. And I paid the price for it. So just be careful. And everybody down there seems to know about them. There is water standing most of the way around the park, and I think that's still water, not so much the lake in the middle because it's kept moving. But I think that still water is kind of the culprit for it. So just be aware of that. It may vary with the time of the season, but I know when we were down there, they were thick and they were hungry.
Yes, they were.
So with that said, we hope you've enjoyed our video review of the park today. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next videos come out. And if you like today's, leave us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.